Hello, everyone. I want to share some reflections on Bandha practice. So, principally, many of us relate to yoga through the asana or through the posture. And postures are designed for have a particular use, right? Which include um, being healthy, being able to manage your health in specific or nuanced ways, and to prepare the body for to sit comfortably for meditation, and just generally bringing a better worldview or some peace of mind. Uh, Range of motion fits in there as well as developing stability. So those are principal attributes or qualities that we can develop through asana practice. And all that occurs in a certain bandwidth. There's some things that asana does that it's particularly good at, and there's a certain range as far as the arc or greater scope of yoga goes. There's a certain ceiling to how much asana can really accomplish. In the Hatha Yoga system, there's other modalities or means or categories of practice that we can draw upon to even further accelerate or heighten our grow or speed up our growth and evolution and health and vitality and the ability to sit for meditation in a concentrated way, to be able to direct and manage our energy in a way that asana can't. So there's a ceiling to how much asana can accomplish in the Hatha Yoga, seven limb Hatha Yoga system. And then there's other means, methodologies, techniques to continue that process. So you kind of reach the end of the trail with asana, and then you'll need more involved techniques if to continue down the path of yoga in a more robust and full way. And the next limb after asana practice is bandha and mudra. Now, we commonly know mudras through hand mudras. There's also mudras you can do with your face and your pelvis and your whole, entire body. And we won't talk so much about mudra here, but rather key in on this idea of bandha. So if asana is intended to break up adhesions in your energy body, to get the energy to flow more freely, bandha is a way that you can direct or hold or channel or direct that now free flowing energy. The word itself means to bind. It's related to the English bond, bandha, and in which there's a principle holding. Now, there's three primary bandhas. The one at the throat is called Jandhar bandha, one at the navel, Uddiyana bandha, and then the pelvic floor is Mula bandha. And they can be done either individually or in concert with one another, which is typically how they're presented. They're often, if not always, done in, not always, but primarily done in relationship to breath retention. So whether that's an inhale retention or an exhale retention, bandhas are applied to regulate or control the inner breath, to create some kind of container by which the breath can be held in a masterful way to develop energy, to develop introspection, such that afterwards you can sit in meditation quite effortlessly, as opposed to struggling. So bandhas are, conversely, were there no bandhas, we could say something like inhale and hold your breath, and it could look something like this, or it could look like it's exploding out or exploding in. These are all unskilled or unrefined ways of containing or holding the inner breath. Conversely, bandhas give us some degree of mastery and not just physically holding the breath, but moreover directing the prana, the vayu, in specific ways to create greater involution or groundedness or vitality. So bandha work and breath work work in tandem with one another. Briefly, Jalandhar Bandh means to catch, and it's done primarily on inhale retention. It can be done while breathing in and out, like in Dandasana, for example. And in this practice, you think of shortening the neck or elevating the shoulder girdle, and chin is slightly tucked and then drawn back, and the breath is held here and pushes energy down in the heart region, or even further still down into the navel. It's largely done on an inhale retention. The other bandhas, Uddiyana Bandha, is the navel lock, in which done on exhale retention, the navel is scooped or hollowed back. That's one method. It's a little more advanced. But it can also be done on inhale retention, in which the navel is just gently tempered back as you hold the breath in. And then finally, Mula Bandha, which is the root lock or hold, can be done either on inhale retention or exhale retention, depending what sort of effect you want, whether that's more kind of elevated spiritual insight or more grounded stability in the earth. It's done on it's the contracting of the pelvic floor or lifting of the pelvic floor. Most commonly done on inhale retention. Now, there's a technique called Tribandha Pranayama, in which all three are practiced simultaneously. So it's done a full inhalation. Apply the chin lock, contract the pelvic floor, temper the navel back. Concentrate in the navel plexus, so energy builds in that region. And then inhale ever so slightly as you release the bandhas or locks, and exhale very smoothly and gently out through both nasal passages, energy rising up into the head region. So once again, Tribandha Pranayama. Inhale through the nose, full yogic breath. Apply Jalandhar Bandh. Lift the pelvic floor, temper the navel back, concentrate in the navel plexus, experience energy building. Just hold the comfort, it could be 5 seconds. Then breathe in ever so slightly, gently release the bandhas. Remember, these are bonds or gates or seals. Open the gate and gently let the air exit through the nasal passages. Okay. So that's a approachable way to begin to interface with asana. Just retain the comfort. It doesn't have to be maxing out. In fact, I would advise against maxing out. Start simple, 3 seconds, 5 seconds. Just get familiar with the landscape of how to operate that. And moreover, if you can study with someone directly who has the skills, it can accelerate our practice up to asana, and then beyond asana, and then you start getting into meditative techniques, and the Hatha Yoga becomes a more evolved system. So find some teacher you have some confidence in. All right, peace, people. Thanks, and I look forward to sharing more.